Welcome back to a very special episode of NHL 16 GM Mode here on Y for Turbo. If you are new here, you are in luck because this is the very first episode of the Montreal Canadiens GM Mode here on Y for Turbo. You guys voted, and there were nearly 300 votes in the straw poll, and you guys wanted to see a Montreal GM Mode. Now, thank you guys all for voting. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. This is the gift that I can give to you. It's the least I can do starting this new series. We had a great stint over in Edmonton, but now we're heading to the other side of the Great White North and going to Montreal. So we're here with the Canadiens. I know a lot of people really wanted the Canadiens. A lot of people really didn't want the Canadiens, but don't worry. There will be another GM mode probably before NHL 17 because I think we can go through a good amount of years here in Montreal, bring some cups back to Montreal, and still be able to fit in one before NHL 17. And then NHL 17, I've got tons of surprises. So what I want you guys to know right away, I went ahead and edited a bunch of players under your guidance. Just went through the first round of the draft in real life and just saw what players weren't in the game and tried to put a few of them in there. And the players that were just kind of not rated as well. Like there were some players that were only rated like top 6-4. Like I think, what's his name? Patrick Lane was only rated like a top 6 forward. So I put him up to at least an elite because I'm like, okay, he might be franchise material, but I think he's mostly just an elite player at this time, especially since he's a winger. But you guys can let me know about that kind of stuff. Somebody you might think I could have missed because we're not going to do any simulating here. We're just taking a look at the team. So please let me know if you think, I'm not going to go through all the players. That would take too long. But if you think I didn't edit, somebody let me know, and then I can respond and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that person. I'll go do it. So that is something big. Also, NHL players you think deserve a little bit better of a rating because you guys have this game for the most part at home. You can go through and see what the newest, because it has the newest roster update, plus I edited players to be, whatever. I also made one of the ones that wasn't I think he was picked up in the 4th round, wasn't he? Will Bitten. I just made him like a top 9 forward because I want to see him in the NHL. I didn't want to make him OP, but I want him to be like a grinder kind of guy in the NHL. So we are here in Montreal. What can we expect? I think we can expect playoffs year 1. And I think one of the things, this isn't a rebuild. You guys wanted to see one of these teams that just is right there, just needs 1 or 2 moves. As you can see, the bottom 6 right now isn't really made up of too much good stuff. Who's Scratch? What the heck? I haven't even looked at this. Scrivens as a goalie is Scratch, but that's pretty much it. We have a really deep pool of pretty good prospects, but it just looks like there's not a lot up right now in the way of depth. So what I'm thinking is we definitely need a second line center. Galchenyuk can do that. Why is it like this? I don't think this is right. Let me look real quick. Let's go into actually roster moves are fine, but they might have some people in the system that shouldn't be in the system, which is and if not, then whatever. No, I guess not. So I guess we just don't have that deep of a team, but we've got it like really good where it counts, and we've got some really good prospects. So I think the biggest thing for this team is just kind of cultivating those young guns and eliminating a lot of the dumb contracts. I mean, PK Subban is not a dumb contract. It's a warranted contract. You don't get a defenseman like him every day. You just can't. Look at these stats. Like, this is unreal. His shot, I thought, was going to be a little bit better, but really good defensive awareness. He's a great, fast defender. Definitely an anchor on this team, and we just need somebody to help him out. We need somebody to help him. on the defensive side. So, maybe another two-way guy that's really good at passing that can get him the puck a little bit more, or another two-way guy that's maybe strictly offense, and then that could take some of the heat off of PK. Somebody like a Justin Falk, if we could get not just a Justin Falk, but like somebody like that who's like pretty much strictly offense, and PK can kind of hold it down on defense, plus be that secondary target. If Falk is always shooting, that's like not the best example, but it's a pretty decent example of what I'm trying to go after. And I do want to try to make the playoffs every single year. But if you guys can kind of look at the team, the bottom six isn't a playoff bottom six. I mean, you can argue like Torrey Mitchell, he's a good like fourth liner for the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like if come up, play a little bit of a two-way game and stuff like that. But it just says he's a minor scoring forward. He shouldn't be a third line center in the NHL. All 70s on the fourth line down here is not going to work. I mean, Brown, you can argue, yeah, good fourth liner. A lot of aggressiveness, physical strength. I don't mind that too much. Like, he's probably a guy we'll keep on the team just to kind of anchor down there on the fourth line. He doesn't have the best like defense awareness. He's just strictly there to kind of get in people's face. We could pick up somebody like John Scott instead of him, which I'm sure a lot of you guys would be pumped about. These guys are all growing though. So this guy, he needs to be down in the AHL. This guy down in the AHL. You could make an argument for this guy, De La Rose. And I'll get used to these guys' names once we play a little bit more. Because, yeah, he's a top six, but maybe he should be playing down in the AHL, getting some experience. So maybe we take a look at some free agents. Why don't we do that right now? Top six, I'd rather have Desharnais maybe playing on the third or fourth line. You know what I mean? Probably if, we had the perfect team like we did in the Oilers, I'd play him on the fourth line. But we don't even have like a really good third liner because, decent faceoffs there. You can see 78. What is Desharnais? 80. So, yeah, he'd be a good third line center with what we have right now. But I'd like to find somebody maybe 85 overall we could put in the center here because I think we're pretty close to the cap. So that's something we've got to consider. Maybe like one... I don't really know like what kind of trades we could make. Let's look at what's Pacioretty is making 4.5. That's totally reasonable. That's absolutely totally reasonable. Plekanec is making 6, so you could make an argument that's a little too much maybe for an 86, but he is a little bit older. Good defense awareness though. Great second line center, but we unfortunately don't have that. Gallagher is only making 3.7, so. And he has 6 years left. That's awesome. He's gonna be awesome for us. That's definitely a guy we build around. Probably ended up being like a second liner. But yeah, that's a guy we have this kind of pseudo rebuild with. You know what I mean? Same with Galchenyuk. Obviously, Galchenyuk is gonna be a first line center of the future. So I want to get him in the center probably here instead of Desharnais. Even though Desharnais' faceoffs are better, I just would rather have Galchenyuk play at his natural position, get better there, and be able to score more. So that actually works a little bit better. Maybe just have a better winger over here, and then have put Mitchell down on the fourth line, and then what is this? Danolt, and Matayu. Sorry guys, but put them down in the AHL or something like that. I'm thinking like 2 of these guys on the forward lineup getting eliminated and bringing in 80 plus overalls, maybe something more along the lines of like having an 85 overall winger or something, because we can't just grab like a 90 overall just to come in. We don't have the cap room. I'll look at the cap in a second just so we can see. Markov, this would be a good player to have like in that Justin Falk kind of category, but like Markov probably has like 1 more year. You know what I mean? He might retire after this year, maybe the following year, making a little too much for his overall. Good shot though, you know what I mean? And he can be that second guy, but he's definitely a top 4, maybe a top 6 guy in a perfect team. So I want to get somebody who's growing and who's maybe 84, 85, but is gonna be like an elite defender, and he's only like 23 to help out PK. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys. Oh look, WiiU, you're back. Hey, you came back. got a lot of guys who are already exact, including Markov. So this whole little like Z pattern right here with Markov, Emelin, Petrie, and Gilbert, they're all not growing. They're all going to kind of stay where they are. They're all decent players, like totally. Like it's not like a huge deal. But I'd rather have maybe put Emelin up on the first line and Markov down here so there's a defenseman, offensive defenseman. The only problem is like 2A and defensive defenseman gets kind of dumb. I mean, we could put WiiU up here, but I don't really know. You know, he never really did tons for us in Edmonton. And then last but certainly not least, our crown jewel. This is the guy that we have to win a couple cups for. Absolute stud, Carey Price. What else can be said? He's a 94 overall goalie, probably the most valuable asset. I'd argue maybe a like super intense defenseman might be a little more important. But I mean, I'm gonna take it. Like, I'm not gonna say like a really good goalie isn't worth it. I'm just saying, if you know, look at like Murray on the Penguins. He didn't face a ton of shots because the Penguins were able to control the puck a lot. And I'm not taking anything away. He won a Stanley Cup. He's a great goaltender, Murray. But it was a team effort. And obviously, Carey Price is going to be able to make a lackluster team into a playoff contender and possibly a Stanley Cup contender if I pull a few strings. So I'm not going to argue. And I'm kind of getting out of my mindset. You know what I mean? With building a team around defense. Now we're building a team around the biggest defender that you can get, the goaltender, the last line of defense. So we are building a team around Carey Price, at least for the next 5 years. I don't think he's going to fall off too much in those next 5 years. Probably not even until 6 or 7 years from now when he's like 34, 35. Then he'll start to fall off a little bit. But as long as we keep playing him in the starting position, we don't have to draft a goalie for like 3 years, I think. And we can trade away people like Fucale and stuff like that, and get some studs in return because he has massive trade value right now. And we want to win now. We want to win right now, and I don't mind drafting later to ensure us winning now. And as much as, you know, Fucale would be good to keep now, we got to remember cap is a huge thing. I'll keep him as long as he's on a starting contract, but if he wants like $5 million, it's going to be tough. And, you know, it's probably deserved, but it's going to be tough. Carey Price is on a great contract for the type of player he is. $6.5 million for the next 3 years. So those next 3 years, I expect to win at least one cup. I'm not going to be totally disappointed if we don't, but I at least want to make it to the finals once or twice. I would love to win a cup. It's almost something I am willing to go all in on. Actually, it is, because Carey Price needs to win a cup. He's too good of a goaltender. He's the best goaltender. We can't do that. Condon is a great goaltender as well. He'll probably get up to the 83 or 4 realm, and that is awesome for a backup. Great. He's on a great salary for 2 more years. So this is what I'm going to run with for at least probably the next 2 to 3 years. I can see re-signing Condon if Fucale wants a lot more money. Now down in the AHL, I'm just going to show you. I'm pretty sure he'll be... he's not actually starting. What? Here he is. Fucale, I'm going to probably put him in to start. He is a high starter, but his potential is like he's an elite or even a franchise. So I don't know what that's all about, but I think I'll put him in for this Lindgren guy. Yeah, that should be fine. This Pascal, we had him in Edmonton. He gets up to at least like an 80, 82. So that's pretty good. But I want Fucale playing some games. I'll go in and play some of these guys. Like, obviously, Thrower here, I'm going to play him. He's a top 4. This guy, top 6, Boston. Anybody else kind of cool? There's another top 6, Sherbach. And that looks like about it. But I'll throw those guys in off camera. And then, you know, we don't have to go through the entire AHL. I'm just going to show you all the guys we have. And you can let me know if there's anybody that should be a little bit better. Obviously, I'm not doing anything crazy in this episode Y180 here. He's solidified though, so he'll be down here. He's an exact, so I won't be doing any simulating, that is, or trades or anything like that. You guys are going to be 100% about that. You're going to tell me what we need to do. So I think what I could do now is kind of maybe look at some free agents we could maybe pick up, maybe some older guys for like 1 year. Cole, we could totally do. Semen, we could totally do. We only have 1.5 mil, but I'm not opposed to making a trade because Semen would be, you know, decent enough to throw on a second line or something like that. A little too much money he wants. Maybe somebody like Havlat would be better. I'm just looking at somebody we can straight up buy. We don't have to actually go out and send away a draft pick or send away a rostered player. Havlat might be good for like a third liner. Possibly that second line, just because we have a very low overall bottom 9, basically. I mean, with exception, the only exception being Galchenyuk. So I really want to make sure we just bolster it a little bit. We don't need crazy studs right now because we're gonna be good in a year or two. In that, whoops, I meant to go to defenseman. See if we have anything here. No, nothing I really need. We've pretty much got it. For the regular season and in this first year, I'm going to keep injuries off, by the way, and then turn them on in the playoffs. Let me know if that seems like something that's good to you. Oh, he must be a restricted. Yeah, from... It says unrestricted. What? Why is he doubled in this game? I don't know. Whatever. But, yeah, I don't... Maybe we can go through the trading block real quick, just see if anybody wants to give somebody else away. You know, Shane Doan, you know, 5.3 million. Nah. Tanguay would actually be pretty good for that second line. He's got good defense awareness. Yeah, he's more of a two-way forward, not a playmaker. So I don't know why he's listed like that. But that would be a cool guy to try to go after, maybe make a trade. He's only got 1 year left, so. That's all we'd really need him for. That might be kind of cool. Plus, you guys can just let me know what might be a cool person to go after. Somebody doesn't need to be giving him away. Like, I'm totally fine with just going out and trying to find somebody. I'm pretty sure all the rosters are totally updated. I mean, I'm sure we'll see. But for the most part, Yager would be cool. 5 million, but... might be kind of cool. I don't think we need somebody like Zidlicki. I'm just kind of looking for forwards. I'm pretty Eliash. He's making a little too much. The only reason I'm just looking for forwards is just because we just need a little. Actually, Straight might be kind of cool. Oh, he's got 2 years left. If he had 1 year left, I might be okay with it because he could help out that first line. This could be kind of cool. Making it a little bit too much. They have 2 years left, but Thornton could be the first line center for sure. Or we could get Marleau on the wing on the second line. You know, let me know. You know, you guys know what to do. Adam Ernie's pretty good. Just kind of looking for forwards. You know, if you guys have any ideas, just let me know. I think I'm going to end it here because I don't know what else we could really go after. Plus, I don't want to start anything in case you guys have some suggestions for players to edit. You know, who deserves that franchise thing? Who deserves to be like a 96 in like 3 years? You know what I mean? So yeah, just a short video here, just a little warm up. We are doing the Montreal Canadiens, so just, you know, put those Hab hats on. I know there's a huge rivalry between pretty much every team, and everybody's got an opinion on the Habs. But we got to root for them now. You guys voted. A ton of you wanted this, and they won by something like 15 votes. So thank you guys for voting. Thank you from the bottom of my YouTube heart for 1,000 subs. It's been an unreal month. I mean, it's insane. I've moved to a new city, a new state. I'm basically a YouTuber now. Like I feel like a YouTuber now. You know what I mean? I'm doing YouTube. I have this community behind me. You guys have been so cool. You guys know my name. You talk to me in the comments. You guys talk to each other, which I totally encourage. Like, don't be mean to each other, but like just talk to each other. If you don't agree, just say like, hey, what about this? What about that? I love the discussion that goes on in the comments. And sometimes I jump in. You guys have seen me. Sometimes I kind of play peacekeeper too. But you guys are awesome. Keep being awesome. Don't worry if your team didn't get it. There's totally a chance the next GM and next year for sure. I've got some big plans for NHL 17, working with a lot of cool YouTubers. Next episode, just make sure to give me any tips, any pointers, what I should do, who I should make better, and I'll do that off camera. And then, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 days, and I'll have the next episode up. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're excited for this season, share this video with as many people as you want. Invite people to the channel. Let people discuss this on my channel. And I'm done rambling. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time out on the ice.